Imagine pouring billions of dollars into a project designed to change the world, only for it to never fulfill its purpose. From airports built for millions of passengers to nuclear reactors frozen mid-construction, history is full of massive infrastructure projects that stand as monuments to ambition, but also as reminders that even the grandest plans can fail. In this video, we're counting down 10 colossal infrastructure projects that were built with enormous vision, only to be abandoned or rendered obsolete. Number 10. Soldadriel Central Airport, Spain. Located about 200 kilometers south of Madrid, Soldadriel Central Airport was conceived in the early 2000s during Spain's economic boom. The idea was to create a private alternative to Madrid's congested airports, with high-speed rail linking it to the capital. Construction started in 2005, and by 2008 the airport opened with a 4,100-meter runway capable of hosting Airbus A380's modern terminals, cargo facilities, and massive parking areas. On paper, it could compete with Europe's largest hubs. But the airport struggled immediately. Passenger demand never materialized, high-speed rail links were incomplete, and airlines only briefly operated limited routes. By 2012, bankruptcy followed. Today, the airport remains structurally intact: terminals, taxiways, and runways, but largely empty, a symbol of post-2008 financial speculation. The failure wasn't technical, it was economic and strategic, showing how infrastructure alone cannot guarantee success. Number 9. Ryugyong Hotel, North Korea. The Ryugyong Hotel in Pyongyang was designed as a national showpiece in 1987. At 330 meters tall, it would have housed over 3,000 rooms, restaurants, and observation decks. Its triangular design rises into a step pyramid peak, symbolizing ambition. Construction initially progressed quickly, reaching full height by the early 1990s. Then, in 1992, economic collapse halted work. North Korea lost Soviet support, leaving the building an empty concrete shell for over a decade. Limited work resumed later with glass cladding and LED displays, but the hotel never became operational. The Ryugyong Hotel stands as a massive vertical monument to ambition unrealized, a structure complete in height but functionally empty. Number 8. Montreal Mirabel International Airport, Canada. Built in the 1970s, Montreal Mirabel was designed to handle over 50 million passengers annually, with 6 runways and sprawling terminals. Authorities expropriated 200,000 acres, displacing rural communities for future expansion. Yet the airport faced immediate problems: its distance from Montreal, lack of a high-speed rail link, and airline reluctance to split operations with Montreal Dorval Airport. By the 1990s, passenger traffic was minimal. In 2004, all commercial flights moved to Trudeau Airport, leaving Mirabel as an unused mega-terminal. Its failure stemmed from strategic miscalculations and overestimated demand, not engineering flaws. Mirabel remains a striking reminder of scale without purpose. Number 7. Baikonur Cosmodrome Shuttle Facilities, Kazakhstan. During the Soviet era, Baikonur was home to the ambitious Buran shuttle program, built to rival the U.S. Space Shuttle. Massive facilities, including the MC-112 assembly hall, were constructed to house multiple orbiters. The shuttle flew only once in 1988, and following the Soviet Union's collapse, funding vanished. By 2002, key buildings collapsed, including the only completed Buran orbiter. The infrastructure remains, largely abandoned, designed for a system that vanished politically rather than technically. These facilities exemplify how enormous industrial ecosystems can be left purposeless when circumstances shift. Number 6. Ellinikon International Airport, Athens, Greece. Ellinikon served as Greece's primary airport from 1938 to 2001. Expansions over decades made it increasingly congested. Authorities built a new airport at Sparta to accommodate modern needs, and Ellinikon closed almost overnight. The site briefly served the 2004 Olympics, but afterwards, runways, terminals, and support infrastructure fell into disuse. While structurally intact, Ellinikon illustrates that strategic decisions, rather than collapse or neglect, can render massive infrastructure obsolete. For years, it remained a ghost of aviation history in the heart of Athens. Number 5. Cincinnati Subway, USA. Planned in the 1920s, Cincinnati's subway aimed to connect a growing industrial city. Tunnels, stations, platforms, and ventilation systems were built, yet by 1927, construction halted due to rising costs, the rise of automobiles, and the Great Depression. Today, the tunnels still exist beneath the city, some used for utilities, but the subway never transported a single passenger. It's a perfect example of how urban planning can be overtaken by social and technological changes, leaving massive underground infrastructure unused. Number 4. Prora, Germany. Prora on Rügen Island was envisioned by Nazi Germany as a resort for 20,000 workers stretching 4.5 kilometers along the Baltic coast. 8 concrete blocks were built, 6 stories high, with thousands of rooms. Construction halted in 1939 due to World War II, leaving a vast unfinished complex. Post-war use was sporadic under Soviet and East German control. After reunification, partial redevelopment occurred, but much of Prora remains a symbol of architectural ambition unrealized, illustrating how infrastructure can physically survive while failing functionally. Number 3. Salton Sea Recreational Infrastructure, California, USA. The Salton Sea formed accidentally in 1905, becoming a focus for tourism and recreation in the 1950s and 60s. Hotels, marinas, and communities like Bombay Beach thrived. Over time, environmental issues, rising salinity, fish die-offs, algal blooms destroyed the ecosystem. Tourism collapsed, leaving infrastructure stranded on a receding shoreline. Today, abandoned marinas and hotels remind us of nature's power over human ambition. Number 2. Tempelhof Airport, Berlin, Germany. Tempelhof, one of the world's largest buildings, was conceived in the 1930s. It played a key role in the Berlin airlift of 1948 to 49, but by 2008, the airport closed due to limitations in runway length and capacity. Terminals and hangars remain, now repurposed as Tempelhof Field, a public park. The airport demonstrates how infrastructure can function successfully for decades, yet eventually become obsolete due to technological and urban changes. Number 1. Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant Units, 5 and 6, Ukraine. Finally, the unfinished reactors 5 and 6 at Chernobyl represent one of the largest abandoned projects in history. Construction began in the early 1980s, but the 1986 disaster at Reactor 4 halted all expansion. By then, Unit 5 was 70% complete, Unit 6 nearly as far along. Decades later, cranes, concrete structures, and partially installed machinery remain frozen in time, never fueled, never operational. These reactors sit as a stark reminder that even the most complex projects can be rendered obsolete overnight by disaster. From empty airports and unfinished hotels to nuclear reactors frozen mid-construction, these 10 projects prove that ambition alone cannot guarantee success. Infrastructure can survive physically for decades or even centuries, yet fail to serve its intended purpose, leaving monumental reminders of human aspiration, miscalculation, and sometimes catastrophe.